I actually didn't need to sleep when I got back, but the render wasn't done, and there wasn't really much I could do. I wasn't hungry, so I lied down and I slept most of the day. It's now 9 o'clock, and I'm waking up, and I have every reason to think I should get to uh, the band campsite tonight. So that's the plan. Um, it's what I finally got some humidity in here. It took a full big 30-degree day to get some humidity in here, and I hope it stays. It's going to be nice and warm all weekend, so I'll have the window open all weekend, and hopefully it clears the place up a little bit. I don't know what he did to the air conditioning over the winter, but it's a lot more powerful this year than it was last year. And unfortunately, at this pace, it looks like I'm gonna have the heat on all summer. Um, what do I want me to tell you? You know, like I don't want an air conditioner. I'm sorry. You know, I want the heat from outside. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat, and I should be back at this by midnight at the latest. So after, you know, looking at a couple of things and seeing some reactions and seeing, you know, how people are not reacting to evidence, I think I should realize and articulate that the media's misconstruing of the Orlando massacre as being a hate crime about sexual orientation, rather than an act of political protest about the continuing war in Afghanistan, is not mere incompetence or some kind of accident. I don't want people to hear the message or have that discussion. It's just another example of media collusion with the state. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know, people were gay. It doesn't have anything to do with ISIS. It's just, there's plenty of sources that make the motives clear. And the media, it's not that it doesn't see the sources. It's not that it's ignoring the sources. It's that it doesn't want to have that discussion. It doesn't want to have a discussion about Afghanistan. I think a lot of the media would interpret that as the terrorists winning or something. They'd rather just, you know, keep dealing with the attacks and not talking about it. As though the massive might of the American military will defeat evil. That they don't want to talk about it though, and they're talking about you know, the sexual orientation of the people instead. I don't want to be the one that states the obvious, but maybe you should shoot up a white church next time instead, huh? Well, how about Al Franken as a dark horse candidate for VP? It's actually the first name I've seen thrown around that I think is better than a terrible choice. Vote for Al. Better than terrible. But it's true. You know, it's even ignoring the fact that sometimes I think what Hillary really needs is a good pep talk. You know, someone to tell her that she really is good enough. Even if we, you know, take that aspect away, somebody has to, you know, tear Trump down. And I don't think that this can be done at a policy level, because he doesn't exist at a policy level. He's a cartoon character. And whatever you think of Clinton, you know, whether you think she, she's really, as in depth into policy as some people claim, or if she's, kind of she's good at reciting lines, or if, she's got good handlers, or she does what she's told, or if she's, the policy wonk, and whatever you think of her, she's not, she can't, I don't want to say she can't. Maybe I should say I don't see how she could take on Trump on the level that you have to take Trump on at. If this election ends up as, Clinton sounds like the adult and Trump sounds like the idiot, there remains a possibility that Trump wins by. There was a line about Adlai Stevenson, and it may have actually applied to Adlai Stevenson. It may be an exaggeration when applying it to Hillary Clinton, but the statement was, or the line was, so somebody told Adlai, they said, every intelligent person in the country will vote for you. He was running against Eisenhower. And Stevenson's line, and it turned out to be a fairly what's what I'm looking for here. This is not the word I'm looking for, but it turned out to be a fairly insightful remark, or fairly, it was a wry comeback, but it turned out to be fairly accurate. He said, that may be true, but we have to win the election. Will every intelligent person vote for Hillary? I think a good deal of them will probably stay home or vote for someone else altogether. But even if she could get every intelligent person to vote for her, she might lose anyways. And so if her tactic is that she's gonna, beat him with logic, this is gonna be a sad thing to watch. Franken is what they need to, turn Trump into the joke that he should have been turned into. And I mean, the Republicans didn't have anybody like that on their side, right? They had a bunch of, uppity, well, let's not use the word uppity, but kind of upper class douchebags, right? One upper class douchebag after the other one fell, and now he's fighting against another upper class douchebag. I like Franken as a, if she really wants to beat him, I think Franken's the best, And then you look at some of the other people that, people want to argue that Elizabeth Warren is not going to convince anybody that wants to vote for Donald Trump. Okay? What is Elizabeth Warren going to tell a Trump voter? He's a racist? Surprise. He's a racist. I'm a racist too. Maybe I'll vote for him. Right? Will you get enough racists to vote for him to win the election? Well, if turnout's at 45%, is 30% of the American electorate racist? Yeah, probably. Sorry. That's why, the populist was such a good idea, right? Anyways, I'm in no way suggesting that Hillary Clinton is going to pick Al Franken. This is not a prediction. It's just, I'm just saying that I think it's a good idea. And, yeah. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I have actually managed to get a start. I got a few things posted from the beginning, and I should get through most of 1.1, I think, by the end of the day. I'm awake, and I'm alert, so I think that this is probably going to be a long day. I just wanted to remind you how delicious my spaghetti is. So I've got a nice big tomato under there, green peppers, nice bed of yumminess. The spaghetti there and salami. I will be getting some Caesar dressing. Yeah, anyway, I'll have to open another one, and then the cheese. I'll have the hot sauce. I'll take a shot at it after. It's just a reminder of how delicious my spaghetti really is. And I also wanted to say something about how my diet is going to be shifting. I'm not getting enough calories. I've kind of concluded that, and also with the decrease in income, I'm going to have to make it. I mean, that's I'm not going to be able to save $60 a month on food, but I might. I mean, I'm budgeted for 200. I know I can hit around 150, right? But I've been just reckless, and I think I can make some changes. One of the changes I'm going to make is to spaghetti. So here's the thing: is I switched from spaghetti to bagels because I was trying to decrease my calorie intake, but now I'm looking at the situation and saying I need to increase my calorie intake. So I mean, one of the meals that I have, or that I used to have, was salami sandwiches. What is a salami sandwich? Well, it's bagels with salami, right, and mustard and cheese. So everything that I would get that's worth anything from a salami sandwich is in here, right? And what is a tomato sandwich? Well, it's a tomato in there, right? Plus mayonnaise, and a bagel and cheese, right? So again, it's like I'm not getting mayonnaise, but instead of mayonnaise, I'm getting Caesar dressing, and I think that the amount of pasta is probably better if I get more carbs than. I don't know. I think that if you were to balance off the Caesar dressing with the mayonnaise, I don't think I'd be having a really substantial decrease. So what's left then? Well, what's left then is the eggs, and eggs are so good for you, right? So I think that I don't want to lose my eggs. So I'm going to modify my diet, at least for the summer. I might go back for the winter, because I think I need to get my fat content up, and I'll make kind of a different choice, or I'll make a decision sometime at the end of the summer as to whether I want to keep with that, or whether for the winter months I want to reduce my calories, right? Because my body is going to want to store more in the winter. On top of that, I think that maybe it's like it may just be a reaction to the hormones, right? Like once I get my fat stores up, going back to what I was eating before might be better. I don't know. Right now, I think that the extra calorie intake from the spaghetti is beneficial to me at the moment. Bit of a problem though is that I've got a bunch of mayonnaise. So when I went yesterday, I got some spaghetti. It just made more sense to me to finish off the month with spaghetti. But at the beginning of next month, I'll need to switch to kind of a high tomato diet. I'll probably do I'll probably do tomatoes 5 days a week until I get rid of the mayonnaise, and that's fine. I may have 2 or 3 tomatoes a day even. It'll just be like, let's have as many tomato sandwiches as we can until we can get rid of the mayonnaise kind of thing, right? And then I'm going to be falling back into spaghetti as my main staple, rather than bagels. I think I'm going to probably pick some bagels up here and there, just because they're useful as a secondary meal. But I mean, the flip side of that is the way I make spaghetti is it usually takes me 2 meals to eat it, right? So I might get smaller amounts of bagels. It's because I like having bagels around, you know. There's also the like sometimes if I do want a smaller meal, having a bagel is useful too. So get a bagel, maybe some peanut butter. That's probably a better idea. Um, but like I said, I need to get my eggs. So the way I'll probably do it is I'll eat a well, not a package of spaghetti, but the way I make it is I put it in the drainer, and I usually get 3 meals out of a pot, right? So that kind of works out well, right? So I'll have the spaghetti, and then I'll have eggs, and then I'll have spaghetti, and then I'll have eggs, right? Um, so it'll be 2 or 3 in a row, right? Which is a little bit different. Right now, I'm used to having eggs on Thursdays and Sundays, so instead it'll be every 3. Instead of being that's what 8 times a month, it'll probably be 6 or 7, right? Which will work out. That means I'll probably spend a little bit less money on on cheese, right? Because I've been having spaghetti every day, all month, to get rid of the spaghetti. And that's a lot of cheese, right? So if I do it, I'm going to use less cheese with eggs than I will with spaghetti, right? So I'll take that down, and in fact, I think that in the long run, I'll spend less money, right? Because I'm basically getting the same thing, all the same things, except I'm not buying bagels, I'm not buying mayonnaise, I'm not buying mustard, and I'm buying green peppers instead, right? And I guess actually the Caesar will probably balance out with the mayonnaise. Am I going to spend as much on green peppers as I spend on bagels? I don't think so. So we'll find out, right? But I mean, I think that this will be a decrease in how much I end up spending, and that's a good thing. So yeah, that's that. And then I think it's a decrease in income and an increase in calories. Like I said, the reason I switched was because I was trying to decrease calories because I thought that I was gaining a little bit of weight, but because of the switch in hormones, I think that right now I actually do want to have a higher caloric income, watch my body adjust to it, and then decide if I want to stick with it or take it down, right? Yeah, that's that. So this is a decision. Like I said, it's a little after 8. I'm gonna eat this, and it's gonna be beautiful today, nice and hot. 32, I think, is the high. So have the windows open, get some nice heat in here, and be heading off into the other side. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if they put a heat pump in here, because I've noticed the last couple of days that opening the windows doesn't really let the heat in. It's weird. I know it's 30 some degrees outside, but the heat's still on. You would think that if I open the window when it's 30 degrees out, the heat should come in, right? But the air conditioner upstairs is so powerful that it's preventing the air from outside from increasing the temperature down here, which is completely ridiculous, right? So, I mean, what else am I going to do besides turn the heat up, right? I don't want your air conditioner taking the heat. I open the window to let the heat in, and your air conditioner is going to take it out. It's still good to have the windows open, because it lets some of the humidity in, right? If I keep the windows closed, it's going to get real dry. I want dry and humid, not dry and hot. So I want hot and humid, not hot and dry. So the window open is still a positive thing, but it's not. There's going to have to be some kind of a breaking point, right? And if I have to break the guy's air conditioner, then it's his own fault. He should just turn it down, right? So yeah, that's I'm tired of bitching about the air conditioner upstairs. I'm just gonna keep the heat up, and if that's what I got to do, then that's what I got to do, right? If I got the heat on 27 all summer, then I'll have the heat on at 27 all summer, and he'll have to pay for that. That's his problem, right? So, yeah, but I think I should get something done today, a good ways through. If I'm alert, I'm at it, and I'm working towards it. Just a matter of sitting down and doing it, and I think I can do that. So that's good. Excited but hungry, so get into it. It really is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
I could get used to having spaghetti every day. Ooh, it's beautiful.